Hey guys, welcome back to Vanguard Motor Sales. I'm Greg, and this is one beautiful Restomod 66 Charger. This baby's got a stroked out 400 under the hood, 451 cubic inches, man. She is a beauty. Look at that red paint. Absolutely gorgeous. I tell you what, my hat is off to the painter and the body man on this car. The chrome is phenomenal. The fit on all the panels looks great. The stainless is beautiful, and this baby's got Cragars on her. Check out those beautiful Cragars, man. Drilled and slotted rotors. Man, it looks good. Look at those body lines. Absolutely beautiful. And check this thing out. You guys know what the inside of this looks like. We got bucket seats in the front and the rear. And look at that. Standard transmission too, baby. Look at those back seats. Beautiful. Great looking steering wheel. Great looking headliner. We got great looking chrome on the dash, and there is plenty of that chrome on that dash. I'll tell you what, they were not stingy with the chrome, were they? That center console looking good, the tack. Look at these door jambs. Door latch is brand new. Look at that paint work there. Beautiful. I'm gonna grab the keys so we can open up the trunk. Look down that nice long quarter panel. Absolutely beautiful. Love the body lines on this beauty. She is gorgeous. This red paint is just beautiful. Now the key is way down here at the bottom. Look at that trunk. Look at all the paint work here. All these areas, everything's nice and clean. Beautifully done. Very unique car. You will not pull in a car show and see very many of these babies unless you're at a 66 Charger meet. Very rare car. Look down the side of that beauty. Look how nice and straight everything is. Now at Vanguard Motor Sales, we don't do consignment. That means we own this Charger, so you can bet we spent the time and checked it out before we bought it. Then the first thing we do to these cars when we get them in, and we're bringing in about 40 new cars every month, so we've always got new cars coming in. So check us out often on YouTube, our Facebook channel, and Instagram. Getting back to what we do to them when we first come in. They go up on the lift and we inspect them, so Tom can answer every one of your questions when you call him at 248-971. Actually, that's my phone number. His phone number is 248-974-9513. If you want to talk to him, he'll give you my phone number. Anyway, he's answering the phone 7 days a week and practically 24 hours a day, so you can call him anytime you want. I've been in the business about 35 years, and I'm using all that experience every day to help you pick out your dream car.
All right, guys, let's go for a ride in the 66 Charger. Woo! What a sweetheart. This thing gets it too, man. 5-speed manual trans. It is absolutely beautiful. You don't see many 66 Chargers. Everyone always wants the 8s, 9s, and the 70s. But I'll tell you what, it's kind of cool seeing one of these 66s out there. Being different is always good. Going out for a little cruise here. This car shifts right on the money. Beautiful gauges. Heat's working good too because it's pretty cold here in Michigan today. Remember, at Vanguard Motor Sales, we're non-consignment. So every car is in our showroom because we want it there. We actually buy them, bring them in, inspect them, and then we market them on the World Wide Web and deliver dreams all over the world. Right straight from where it all started, the Motor City in Michigan. It's kind of cool having a 5-speed in here too. Just something a little different than your typical 4-speed charger. This one's a little bit of a Restomod. They did a great job on the restoration and souping up things a little more modern for little creature comforts. I'm available 7 days a week at 248-974-9513. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. And Vanguard Motor Sales would love to make your dreams come true. Park this bad boy in your driveway. Yeah, she drives nice and straight too. Absolutely beautiful. Heads are spinning from all around looking at us today out in the road. She shifts awesome. Come down and visit us. We're located in Plymouth, Michigan. You can fly into Detroit Metro Airport. We'll pick you up at the airport. Come out and check out our inventory. We have over 200 cars in stock right now. You find one in there that you're absolutely going to fall in love with. This is like taking me back to my days when I was a kid, driving around these Chargers, and just makes you feel young again. Driving in your grandparents' cars, it makes it hit home. We're coming up on our street here, Keel Street. This is where it all happens. We have 2 showrooms here in Michigan. One of them's more of a service center, and then we have a huge showroom with all our cars in there. But this is where the office is and our service center is, right here at Keel Street, 15100 Keel. You got to come down and pay us a visit, and hopefully find a car you like and let Vanguard Motor Sales park your dream in your driveway.
All right, guys, this is the underside of our 66 Charger. We do have it up on the rack for you guys. So starting from the back forward, as we always do, this bulge here is actually not the fuel tank. This is actually part of the trunk pan, if I'm not mistaken. Moving forward, that is actually the fuel tank, and I believe this has been out of recently here. You can see that it looks like it's quite a bit fresher than everything else under here. And if it hasn't been, it has been refurbished. If it's not new, I should say. The exhaust pipes on either side of it look like it's all mandrel bent. Obviously, very recent additions. You can see here we've got fairly high quality hangers hanging everything up here. The rear end that's in the car is a Dana 60, 355 to 1 gear ratio. It is a sure grip. And on either side of it, we do have a set of Wilwood disc brakes, cross-drilled and slotted, I should say, rotors. And it looks like, yep, everything is safety wired together. Now, if I didn't mention it already, we do have stainless lines plumbing it all. We have a pretty heavy-duty looking Aeromotive fuel pump up here feeding the engine, and we're going to see what it's feeding here in just a second. On the other side of our Dana 60 Sure Grip, we do have, looks like a relatively recent drive shaft, probably redone with the transmission that you're going to see in just a second. Looks like heavy-duty U-joints on either side of it. And on either side of that drive shaft, we do have Dynamax mufflers on it. Let me see here. As far as the floorboard goes, it looks to be fairly original. I don't see any big splices or anything like that where they've changed anything out. However, something that has been done is you will see that this section here is not factory. What they've done here is they've added some strength in here for your torque boxes, and then they've added a subframe connector that goes to your front, I guess, transmission crossmember brace, if you will. And this is all done for strength, especially on unibody cars. I own one myself, and I've done this to my car. Anything that makes horsepower, this is a good idea. Of course, new brake lines moving all the way forward of that. Same thing on this side over here. It looks like we had AN line over here running our fuel system. Now, of course, you'd heard me mention in the back, you know, the mandrel bent exhaust. You can see it continues to go all the way up through here. Everything looks like it's slip jointed. Now, here's the transmission you heard me talking about. This is a Tremec casted case here. I think Keisler is the company that has a little bit to do with this here. This transmission is a 5-speed, which is an overdrive unit, and I believe these people are really good with Mopar stuff, and a lot of their stuff is Mopar specific. So, of course, big upgrade from what would be original in this 5-speed, geared with a 355 ratio back there. It means you can hop up on the freeway no problems and not overtax the motor as far as RPM goes. In between it here, you can see a couple of really long tube headers here. They have been jet coated. Moving forward to that, you can see we do have, looks like this is the underside of our 400 stroked Mopar big block. Coming forward of that, looks like we do have a sway bar on the car that has been added. The rear actually has one as well. I believe it to be all aftermarket stuff. You can see we do have a billet pulley system poking out from the bottom there. Coming around the side here, something I would like to point out as well. Aftermarket upper control arms on this, Wilwood disc brakes in the front as well. We do have the braided lines on it as well. And moving forward, or I should say to the side, Cragar SS wheels. They're a little bit bigger than we're typically seeing here. A lot of the time you see them in 15s. These are actually 17s. 245 45 ZR17 is the size. The Z is actually a speed rating for the tire. BFGoodrich tires on it. And if we come to the back with me, you can see back here we have a little bit more meat. 275 40 ZR17 back here, which means just you got a same good looking rim, just a little bit wider, a little more meat. And back here, if I didn't already mention it, Wilwood brakes back here as well, cross drilled and slotted. So that all being said, let's go take a look at the stroker under the hood. All right, guys, this is what's making the music. So what they did was they started with a 1977 400 block. They put a stroker crank in it, which ultimately gave them 451 cubic inches. Of course, this being a little bit more of a performance motor, we do have, looks like a aftermarket intake manifold on it. It is a Mopar correct intake manifold, and atop that we have a spacer along with a 800 CFM Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor, which is essentially just a Carter AFB. We do have a nice dress-up kit on the motor here, just the Mopar Performance fin valve covers and air cleaner. Looks like ignition looks to be a little bit later model ignition, but still Mopar correct, so this would be like an electronic style ignition that would be in here. You heard me mention underneath about the billet pulley system, and you can see it from up here as well. We do have all of our bracketry is billet, along with our pulleys as well. I see Heim joints on a lot of things to adjust your belt tension, which is all kind of cool. And outside of all of that, you can see that before I get out of the performance stuff here, another thing I'm going to mention here is the Be Cool radiator that's in it as well, along with an electric fan on it. Now, outside of all the performance modifications, and I just keep seeing them, it has a aftermarket, looks like a master cylinder on it as well, and you can see all of our nice fancy brand new brake lines kind of poking down there as well. It looks like a nice adapter plate, but this is a little bit more of a modern thing here from what I can see. So as far as the engine bay goes, just as far as build quality of the car, you can see that everything is color matched very, very nicely. You can see that obviously all the wiring and whatnot has all been updated, if not just replaced with the factory type stuff, along with your wiper motor, voltage regulator, ballast resistor, and a lot of the, for this more modern style ignition box, they actually have the the ignition box itself is actually hidden behind the motor just out of sight. As far as our heater hoses go, they look like just original type stuff with its original clamps, original type hoses on it as well. I mean, overall, just a pretty clean build, not too gaudy. I mean, overall, very, very tasteful. And once again, one thing I always like to point out when I see it is they have the underhood insulation on there as well. So, that all being said, guys, give us a call at 248-974-9513 and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this stream in your driveway.